Folks, my name is Eric Wilson. I'm an independent licensed mechanic with 35 years of service, and I've been contracted by A&R Auto Sales to give you the inside story on this Ford Edge. So in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to know to make an informed decision. Okay, coming into the front left wheel, starting off with, if you know, this is the strut. Now, if inside here, this is good and dry, and that's a good sign because these are full of oil, and if it leaks, you see it'd be covered in oil. This is your front spring is intact, good sign. Your rotor is a little rusty but not scored. Your brakes, you've got, if you can see just inside there, you've got about, these are almost brand new brakes, so you got about 50,000 K on your front brakes there. On your inner CV boot is intact, which is a good sign, and your outer CV boot is intact. I'm not seeing any leaks or any bends or anything in the what is this? This is the lower control arm here on the front right. Now on this right here is your right outer tie rod, and this is the most important part of the car because this holds the steering to the holds the wheel to the steering, and if it's tight, and it is good and tight, and which is a very good sign, because if this ever let go, the wheel's going to go where it wants to go, not where you want it to go. Not a good thing. And this is your sway bar link, and again intact on the front right. Okay, your front right tire, about 80% of tread left here. Very aggressive snow tires. Now, just taking a perusal of the undercarriage, this is your oil pan, and it is dry. And this is your transmission, and again, no visible leaks that I can see. Here's your exhaust. Everything seems intact with that. Now, coming into the left front tire, your left front strut, again, good and dry. Your left front spring is intact. Your rotor's a little rusty but not scored. Your front brakes, same as the other side. In fact, it's hard to see if you don't, hard to see, but inside they're practically brand new brakes, so you got about 40,000 K left on that. On your inner left inner CV boot is intact, and if you notice, you look behind it, that's where the axle goes into the tranny. There is no leaks. On your outer CV boot is intact as well. The left outer tie rod, which is here, is good and tight. So your lower control arm, which is here, and your sway bar link is intact, and I'm not seeing any issues with this lower control arm. And just another perusal of your exhaust, rusty but intact. This is your the rear diff, again dry. This is your left outer left inner axle, and this is your left inner CV boot. Rear because this is all-wheel drive, no leaks. This is your left outer rear outer CV boot on your rear axle, intact. This is your sway bar link right here on the rear left wheel, intact. This is your left spring, again intact. The lower control arm is intact, and I can't see any bends in that. Your left rear shock is dry, and on your left rear rotor is not scored. Your left rear brakes, your rear brakes are the same as your front, practically brand new. So that's the left rear wheel summary. Okay, your rear tires, again, same as the front, about 80 to 90% of tread left on the left rear. Just a quick perusal of your muffler. It is intact. The right rear shock is dry. Your spring is intact. Your what do you call it? The right lower control arm is intact. Your rotors are not scored on the right rear. Your brakes, again, same as the rest, practically brand new. The your sway bar link on your, if you can see, sway bar link from here to here is intact. Your inner right rear axle, you notice there is no leak, and your inner CV boot is intact. Your outer CV boot is intact. That's the summary. And on the right rear tire, same amount of tread as the other three. Okay, yeah. With the motor running, you got 105,025, and there is no check engine lights on with the motor running, other than my seatbelt not on. Doing a check of the oil, and the oil is clean and where it needs to be. And the other thing I always check is I check under the oil cap, and if there's an internal leak, you'll see what I call mayonnaise, white goop, and this is clean, so there is no internal leaks that I can see, and only 105,000 K, I'm not surprised. Your fluids are up, your brake fluid is up, your power steering is where it needs to be, and so that's my estimation of what this vehicle is, and you of course will have to make your own decision whether this is for you or not. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to talk to you, tell you what I know, because they have contracted me to give you the inside story, and my number should be right on the video there. Feel free to call. I'll tell you what I know about that vehicle or any other vehicle, because they pay me to tell you the truth. Simple as that, and I'll be happy to help you. Bye bye.